And I met Carl about, I think, going on 20 years, back in 1988 or 1980, and I can't remember which year, but I used to live in La Ie, and I attended the BYU, and there was another Palau family that lived in Haula, and I went to visit because they had some family lunch, and another Palau lady, some of you may know, Tina Ruur, was attending the University of Hawaii and had brought Carl to Haula to share in the family gathering. So that's when I first met him, and I was attending that, that's a very conservative school, and so I wasn't exposed to a lot of this activism. And so eventually when I got accepted and went to the University of Hawaii, began to be exposed to the activism that was going on, and met Carl subsequently, and then throughout the years. I was very impressed and inspired by his constant questioning of how the Pacific was and what the concerns of Pacific Islanders. And since I'm from Palau, we have a history of struggling with clarifying the politics related to the U.S.'s interest in maintaining the right to put nuclear weapons on the island of Palau, and our attempts to create a nation state without nuclear weapons. And so we wrote a nuclear-free constitution to ban nuclear weapons. And so for those of you who know, it took about 15 to 20 years to clarify what the U.S. wanted, what we wanted, and the history of Marshall Islands and what had happened there, and us not wanting to repeat that. And so Carl helped in so many ways to clarify my own understanding as I was being educated at the university, as well as to connect with the Pacific. And with his experiences regionally and almost globally, I think the challenge for us when we try to achieve the things that are important and justice loving and that help people is we leave out the purposes of our search for meaning and justice, but there are few individuals who transcend their local histories and begin to look at other places around the earth, around the world. And I think in some way, Carl also exemplified his concern for others. He truly transcended his local conditions and began to work for justice for others. Now, I'm very impressed with this church, even the name. I had some years ago a conversation, not an argument, but a conversation about our different approaches to addressing nuclear testing in the Pacific, just down the street in the Harris United Church. And she said that I was too harsh on saying that we should empower ourselves and not rely on victimization to pursue our objectives. And after about a year, we finally settled our differences, and I said that, we're here in the church exemplifying the true Christian principles that Jesus many thousands of years ago have exemplified in his own life. He went into the hills and he took issue with the politics of his day, and that throughout his ministry he provided a great example for us to follow. And so when I listened to the last words that he said to Sister Jay, life, be happy, I think Carl exemplified what it means to live life fully and to struggle for happiness so that other people can have that. I am very grateful to have had the opportunity to come to Hawaii and learn, as well as to struggle for justice and oppression in terms of my understanding of what the Pacific has, what its history has been. And so towards I think about a few months before he passed on. And then for about a year, Carl became interested in the plight of the Micronesian peoples here, and he was trying to get me to go to the Pacific Island Academy at the Roosevelt. And so I really appreciated that he took the time to educate himself and to try to help people here. Thank you for this opportunity. Mahalo.